2021. A big one for you. Let's share. Let me just put this into FB and SPLs, and then we shall begin. There is no video. Here we go. Take notice of that thumbnail. The thumbnail has been taken from a document we've had from Gemstone University, found on the public domain from page 90 something. We've hosted the overview of the world something system for the last couple of years now. I brought you Liability Mate and his amazing playlist, which has since been deleted, the channel on YouTube, Liability Mate, and then the subsequent videos that was taken from Gemstone University, and the ones behind that, their mentality. So fill your boots if you have got a copy and you are a supporter of our domain, our private trust, and you will have seen that already. There is a couple of Gemstone documents there. There is one in Romanian, believe it or not. The family is expanding, so the languages are the barrier, as you know. Legalese, it's a weapon of war, according to Sun Tzu. It is deception, or war is deception. Legalese looks like English, sounds like English, writes like English. It isn't English. It's not OED. It's a deceptive weapon of war. So when you, through the course of this video and subsequent announcements and interaction, and you doubt that we may not be at war, and that I'm a silly sovereign, and etc., and just bear that in mind. We have all proofs of claims that I'm going to give you throughout this presentation, okay? And it's inspired by a great many. I'm a little bit annoyed with the likes of Ike, Egan, Anonymous, and Rose. David Icke, Max Egan, anonymous government entity, MI7, and Brian Rose running for London Mayor. That would be the corporate city of London, as equivalent to Sadiq Khan, I believe, not the Lord Mayor of the corporate city of London. He would be going for London Town then. Let me keep it simple. Brian Rose, Mayor, London Town. Inside London Town is a whole new country, a city of its own, jurisdiction, a foreign entity to us, with its own language, police and postcode. That place where Elizabeth has to go and ask permission to go and do a bit of shopping or business, as you and I can walk in there freely without any prior appointment. So why would you want to join a system or use a system which is allegedly dishonourable? We can prove that. Deceptive. Legalese, I classify splspro.com, and supporters there classify amongst ourselves the inclusion and use of legalese and the new world order. Remember who wrote the Holy New World Testament? All right, so we have Roman public secular codes flowing. There was codes and laws before the Romans, going all the way back to Sumeria, Akkad, Mesopotamia, the Babylonian Talmud. Okay, so it wasn't the Romans that created legal, but the Romans reformed and canonized the scriptures, which we are part of hosting, primarily the Christian disclosure through our avenues of law and exploration, lawful remedies for legal situations and claims and charges. We found in truth, by surprise, Jesus, Jehovah, Yahweh, Elohim, Lords, Creator, Grantor of Dominion, God, Most High, Allah, Muhammad, peace be upon him. So this is for international family. It's not just for Britain or the new Republic of Britain, as where I am, Man David. Okay, this is for international waters, and this is not just for white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. This is for Abrahamic type accord, which would encompass the Middle East and all of the Abrahamic, as we've put in a proclamation to sovereignty explained, part 1, version 6, and part 2, version 1. So you would look at Abrahamic, You would look at Islam, Abraham, Muslim, Islam and Christianity. We're calling in for the Rastas, Far Eyes, and we're calling in for all non-Christian and Catholic houses to listen up, listen good. There is an exodus and a pathway out. Okay, unlike Brian Rose, I don't want to join as a parliamentary member or a city corporate member. Unlike inspired by and unlike Jerry Adams, Sinn Féin, all right, the Good Friday Agreement. I am 43 Anons, so I remember being a wee boy, the horrendous news coverage of nail bombs and bombs that were blown up by the Ulster Republic, the IRA. We will not. We are peaceful. We are lawful. We are respectful. So non-violent, loving, respectful, and we follow common law. We do not use common law for an articulation of our defence for property and rights and, titles to and etc. That won't do. That will not cut it. So we will not repeat the bloodshed that has been violence and force. If you go to the homepage, if you've never been to our homepage, let me introduce you. We'll say hi to the scribes in a minute. I'm going free flow. You know what Gov's like. Let me keep the thread and we'll divert and splinter off very, very soon. All right. So we don't want to join the system that's oppressing us, that's committing war on us. The attacker, we recognise we're at war. We will not repeat the past. The Abrahamic Accords, what I've covered and brought to you through the inclusion of the treaties of peace and normalisation of the Middle East towards Washington. That's amazing in itself. About 2018 on the White House lawn during the Trump administration. So there have been, let me see, estates administered correctly internationally. Common law will not be the one for you to do this on, although we are, as of the 10 Commandments, the original common law, when you come down and smash them tablets and broke the law as soon as they've been written painstakingly. All right, so common law, 10 Commandments, Bible, law, references. I'm not here to promote the Bible, the New Roman Testament, all right, but we use it. We use the KJV, and we've shown you why and how we use the KJV, but I am no respecter of persons and King James or the monarchy in itself, no respecter of the prince of the house of God, which would be Francis, the Pope there. I'm aware of them, and we're aware we're in battle. So it's very interesting, the parameters of which we find ourselves in. A public legal person, assumed citizen, British citizen. All right, we've got lots of areas to look at. We've got lots of history to look at. And whilst you're all running around promoting Nasara Jasara, waiting for the handout, let me tell you now, the only free cheese is in the mousetrap. Okay, come and get your free cheese. Budge. So, and whilst we're all reliant on others, like I say, I'm not supposed to tell you this. They won't let me tell you this. And all these videos that are coming out, my days, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Not you, but the ones that implement this fear and BS, to be fair. We're going to speak openly, and I'm going to command a mature language. So if you have little blood around, headphones or another room, this is your advance warning for what is about to come. And so perhaps pause it and on your way, get comfy, get a brew and a pew, and without further ado, I'm going to give you some simple information to consider that they don't want me to tell you, that I'm not allowed to tell you. It's very secret. I'll get killed for telling you this. Anonymous, don't watch any of their videos anymore. No positivity, no solutions. Egan, Max, ever since he talked about aliens and a dot on his head just before Christmas and went a little bit doolally, I started to worry about him, as a lot of you have. And then he teamed up with Anonymous, and that has gone down the roads it's gone down. Brian Rose, don't trust him, don't like him. Egotistical in a way. I have an ego. I believe I control it better than him. I don't want to run and get incorporated into a legal system of sin, death, and Satanism. And that's my belief. All right, I have a belief system. You have a belief system. Religion is a belief system, because you can't prove to me, all my research diligence and discovery has led me able to compare and contrast all of these realms, chronologically articulate from 6000 BC, Sumer, Ishtar, Zoroastrianism, and moving forwards, going through and all the way up until 33, the crucifixion, cross of fiction, and going to today's paradigm. So I'm fortunate enough to be able to articulate randomly with no script what I want to say to you today and why I want to say this to you. There is a way out. There is an international Magna Carta that we've all overlooked. Claudio coined that some months ago when we was discussing the United Nations articles and what possibility they could play political, civil, religious and cultural rights recognised and upheld. So that's what your Magna Carta should have done, which was effectively a trust which was dissolved initially immediately after 1215. Look at the documents we've given you, and I've put all of the information there, so it's not for today. You'd look at and find for free on our Facebook portal, splspro.com, which is here, and from the domain, if you're a supporter, you would find our documents, what we give away for free to you. The Proclamation of Sovereignty Explained, Part 1, various versions up to 6, I think, final press, and Part 2, version 1. Part 2, you'll find Magna Carta. So we have a lot to discuss, and to keep it simple, there is an international covenant of which the United Kingdom is a permanent member nation state on that Security Council. There are 5. All right, I've brought you that already, what they are. So as we've got treaties and assignments there, we'd look at that. So we go from public legal person, statutes, admiralty, maritime, ecclesia, UCC, all of what we've brought to you, trust law and equity. Live life claim, that doesn't sort out the issue with your soul and the Vatican and certain things. Okay, we're not after a TDA account primarily, and I keep repeating this. Those of you that are need to go somewhere else and find whoever it is that will promise you the gold of which you deliver. Children, blood, assets are my and your true wealth, and they are a poor man's equivalent of gold or diamonds, precious gems, our blood. So moving to the private, your status, standing and capacity. I see a lot of Facebook groups, YouTube channels now picking up what we brought out in the Sovereign Masters Guild Key Competence 2018, and they need improving and updating still, but basically got this from Franco Collins, status, standing, capacity. Eustace Mullins I got this from, and others, and you will hear Alan Watts, Eustace Mullins, Franco Collins, Santos Bonacci, Jordan Maxwell. I've been and looked, and we've sorted it into this paradigm. So there's a lot of lineage and history which I'm going to skip through and tell you what is able to be done in these times if you should so choose. You are considered by default, assumption, presumption by the Roman secular codes that are mandated out of Westminster to you and your public legal person, your birth certificate, date of birth, surname, national insurance number, passport, driving license, anything legal. You are a public legal person. Now the human, speaking like David Icke, human rights, supreme law. We're going to work from the top down of trust and equity. Ecclesia is there, equivalent to, but not in the same room. Ecclesia, supreme law, international law, and we go a step down there, and we've got your legal trust and equity, England and Wales. We go a step down here, and we've got the 10 maxims, commercial maxims, precepts and axioms of commercial, maritime, admiralty, UCC, etc. What we've come to know, law there, and your common laws mixed in with that, parallel to that, like I said at the top. So you can choose what you want to use. You can promote Magna Carta 2020. You can wait, get the free cheese and get your Nasara Jasara. Okay. What else? Your common law. You can go to your common law groups and you can continue with that, or you can listen up and listen good. Once you've articulated here what your status, standing and capacity is, and you realize that you have rights that cannot be denied and abrogated, we'll say certainly is the premise that I'm going to give you here. And you can use your rights, you can retain your rights, and your rights are there right now for you to use. They're not been taken away, they've not been sold, they've not been hidden, they've not been buried. You have them. You would utilize and retain them, and you would put them out using your status, standing, and capacity. You would put them out, you would make them known. Status, standing, and capacity, you would need to communicate via instruments and documents. Once you are in a separation from the public legal person and your authentic human man, woman, etc., you would then need to look at the possibility of management of your person. God is no respecter of persons. There are codes in the New Testament for you, books that we've looked at, Old Testament, Torah, Babylonian Talmud, Assyrian text, Dead Sea Scrolls, Aramaic text, Aleppo Codex, 5000 BC all the way up to now. And so we're aware, all right, of the fonts at the altar, the houses of God, and we're aware of the fonts on the paper, of the cursive text. We will not curse ourselves with that at the font, you know, and we move from public legal person to private lawful man. We do not use legal at all, because according to our spiritual, social, political, and religious rights, unalienable from the Creator, we treat them with caution. And as we can point out to you, legalese comes from a black book. It has definitions. Black's Law 10 is the current definition of publication of implied meanings and definitions that the legalese language is on now. So that's deceptive. Sun Tzu, 500 BC, war, all war is deception. We are truthful, we give you full disclosure, we are honourable. We're doing a lot as fast as we can here. So for your consideration, we move using great many areas simultaneously, from common public statutory into trust and equity, but not legal trust and equity, from legal trust and equity, from unconscionable conduct of the state. So most of you are initiated, woke, awake. Some of you, more of us than are initiated, more of you are uninitiated, and you need to be given certain key areas of history, summarized and referenceable, concise and articulate for you to look at. So if you look at our free publications, all of it's in there. All right, I can summarize that and take questions through the chat now, today, briefly, and answer any questions you may have for all continents and all creeds, all races, all sexes. So everyone's included, and you would look to use all of the areas of law and move up into the higher supreme, conforming with ecclesia, conforming with, that's the house, the book, the Bible, okay, conforming with legal, Roman secular, and not using legalese, separation of person, and moving over to man. You have a right here, and you can choose that right, you can utilize that right. So it's up to you. Nothing is going to happen automatically. It will require you to come and have a chat with us in the free public trust there, or on the private domain. There'll be more on the private domain, the foundation educational trust we have, where we teach you how to retain your rights and how to protect. We give you the armor of God there, and so to speak. So you have to recognize you have a will, and there are certain things with your biological estate that you need to consider possibly doing. Nobody's offered an option as of yet to, not that I've seen, an articulate, honourable, lawful, conscionable one for the initiated. And the uninitiated, we have groups and chats and forums and documents to give you right now about money, religion, science, what is the monarchies, war, language, all languages, all religions, science. We've got pretty good on that. We've had some excellent results. I've had a man say that he's had his life saved by drinking some silver nitrate, when the medical system, doctors there said he was going to suffer badly and be allowed to pass away. That was some years ago, and it's on a YouTube video, the testimony there. We do a lot, you do a lot. We have a lot of power and strength. The strength is in our unity and in our solidarity, and in us sharing and caring, you will find uninitiated ones a wealth of information at your fingertips for all the questions that you may have. Proof, articulate, lawful, honourable, and it does get a bit dirty and complex, but there you go. It stems from the house of Catholicism, from the city, the Vatican City, with its obelisk from Egypt there. That's one of the tri-states. Stemming to, we'll go England, because the bankers, the language, the legalese, the high courts, the courts, what they've done there and how they've ensconced themselves as the Commonwealth and the empires and foreign territories that we manage and occupied across the time. And the obelisk in London, in the corporate city of London, that resides in London town. And then the third would be controlling state, capital again, London capital, Vatican capital, but not really capital, separate countries, separate city, separate state to the landmass it's ensconced on. So it's currently occupied. Okay, England 1067, William the Conqueror. Since then they've been running amok here. And Washington DC, ever since the captains and the pioneers went over to slaughter the Aborigines and the buffalo and set up their post office and tram tracks, train tracks, and move over to just at the bottom of Mount Rushmore, the Indigenes, after the slaughter and the claiming of lands, in that way. Nothing honourable or nice about any of the history, the true history that we have found along the way. Money, it's not money, it's rubbish. They're all charges. No one gets a bill. Religion, all churches that are licensed under the Catholic Church. Okay, so that means what? It means that even if you're going to pray to Muhammad, PBH, PBUH, Muhammad, non-Christian, non-Catholicism, you're under the house of Christianity in a way. You got a birth certificate in the UK, or a legal instrument anywhere else is an identity or similar to a birth certificate. You've been baptized into the cult there as it is. And so we'd like to propose that you consider our options. Now, I'm not giving everything away in its point case, and point here and all details. I'm going to summarize. There are unconscionable ones out there, uninitiated, acting as they're initiated and taking away and moving on. I gave you 4 names there. I have a list of about 50 that I could go through, other than Egan, Ike, Anonymous. And there was somebody else I said wasn't there, which escapes me now. So we'd like to bring to you your rights and give them to you for free. You don't need a course. You don't need to pay £5,000. You don't need to give me or our trust your person. We don't want to see your person or your certification of any kind. We don't want any data, any of your person's sensitive private data. You keep it. No monies, no certificates, no registration. There's a reason for that, a very good one. We'd like to show you and give you the option. The ones that will not become initiated or wake up, I'm afraid they're going to be left where they are, and there is no time to fight and bring down the system. I, for one, will never join that legal system knowingly. It can't be unknowingly, because I'll rescind it, but knowingly ever again. We have now the great option before us. I started writing this on about the 1st of March, which will transpire to St. David's Day. Just so happened by coincidence, and I've been working on paperwork with brother called Quinn, brother called Simon, brother called David, brother called Kevin, brother called Claudio. No particular orders there, brothers, but we've got a great chat going on. SPL's chat on Telegram. If you'd like to find that, search splspro.com, or I will put in to the link later. That I will find for you, because that's important for you to join us there. So you've got the options to come along and say hello. You don't have to go to our private domain and donate and find us there. All right, even though we would like you to come there eventually. So we have instruments for your consideration. Those of you that have donated and received your evidence of life, essence, incarnation, to show that you are man with person and that you are managing and administrating your estate. You will have had the download bundle, the assets, the trust assets, the Genesis, Exodus, Trust of Truce assets there. You will have privy information which I haven't shared publicly. You would look at that, all right, for where we're going to go, and then I'm going to work with the rest of the fam, and we're going to bring out our covenant, accord, agreement. Okay, so that will be later, that will be private, and it will be all of this is by invitation. This is not automatic, so you would initially make contact with us. Let us know if you can help, if there's anything you can offer. Scotland, we'd like to come up to Scotland. Anybody with resources or facilities we could come and use temporarily, space, land, on-site, toilets, parking, etc. Let us know. We need to get up there, and we'd like to get together and show you what we are proposing here. And it will be by invitation, and you will have to knowingly agree to and then move yourself with full disclosure. All right, so nothing's automatic, and if you have got an evidence, life, essence, incarnation, you do not automatically get into the Republic of New Britain and where we are going very, very soon. All right, so this is where the Telegram chat is. There's no violence, there's no anger, there's no bringing down the legal system, there's no war, there's no rockets, there's no pestilence, there's no heartache, misery, sorrow, profiting from anybody, lying, cheating, deceiving, legal contracts, registration, or any of that. We're going down a new road, okay, like when we showed you the new window, when we all went through the triangle window some years ago, and you know, we all went on a bit of a trip, and we're going through a new window again, a window of peace and love, harmony, resourcefulness, unitedness, going through common law, going up through ecclesia, going through trust law, equity, and using supreme international United Nations. Now, you don't have to agree with this. We're going to work together and we're going to perfect this. This is why it's taking so long. It's a very, very complicated procedure in some ways. It's simple to say, but to get the instruments, documents, and serving of to such things as, did I put there Strasbourg? I was looking at the European Court of Human Rights, info and contacts, the Strasbourg Court, obviously United Nations, Vienna, that lovely place of which I love to travel through, one of the best nations of roads and countries I've ever gone through. So human rights is being looked at by UK Parliament at the moment for various reasons, and I put in all the details on with regards to you know, so again, some of you might not agree with this, then you need another channel, you need another thought leader, you need another place, and you are to be said peace and love, goodbye and ciao. Those of you that see the light, that hear the logic, the wisdom, that have your souls and your spirits sparked back up, and you can see, and you've been with us for a while, and you've seen how we, you know, do business and administer the estates, our terminology, and the way that the trust, Kevin, you, ones that I've had chats with across the years, manage and see. We're doing very well, very, very well. You're doing very well. The ones that have been with us and that are supporting us, thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the praise. Thank you for the grumbles. Thank you for the, you know, all of it. As long as it's done honourably, we get along fine. I've, you know, got concerns going forward, not just because of the COVID issue and the virus and passports and certificates and rights and everything. That's one issue. We was already on this path for our children, for our assets, for our blood, all right, to protect the blood. It wasn't for pots of gold. It isn't for pots of gold, but later down the line, that may transpire. To be in a private, to be under, oh wow, a donation. Thank you, my sister Claire. To be back to the creator, to the honourable in grace, you have a right, and you don't have to be Christian, but as this is a Christian nation that has a court system with a Bible there, do you see our logic? You see not that we are actually endowed here to encompass you into a house. You can stay in your own houses, but there is a sentimentality and a logic there for us to use, and we've given away 95% of our information to you for free. Some things will have to remain in the private to be honourable. So the three Abrahamic faiths are the same as Christianity, which is why I said if you've got darker skin, family member with darker skin, and you are here, born here, you have a different religion, political status, standing capacity, etc., belief system, because that's what they all are, then you're included. And we would like to, how do I put this articulately, let you know we have devised an honourable, non-violent, peaceful, loving way out, but it doesn't mean that everyone's going to come with us, and it doesn't mean there's a big pot of gold. It means you are, as I've said, private, yes, lawful, private, authentic, and you we're all one, and we get recognised, and we can you can come to the new Republic of Briton. Briton's the land, Brit on the land, Brighton, all right, and we will be including our Christian disclosure for the three major faiths, Rastafarism, Hindu, Sikhs, you're also included. That's the other one I was trying to think of that is massive and major. You've taught me so much. Shiva, Ganesh, Brahma, Dharma, Egyptian, Isis, Osiris, Horus, Thoth, Enki, Enlil. We've got a lot to bring, and we need to get together. I want scholarly types. I want ones with resources. I want ones that want to see the pathway out. I will stand here. The video that I uploaded yesterday with the wow, the video that I uploaded yesterday with the we're going to talk about that another time, but please look at the last video I've uploaded on Indiglo, the master pasta, all right, that's that's had a visit from the local American, I'll say state troopers, it looks like real official state troopers, about 6-7 of them, ensconced themselves at the doorway of a certain church there, and they came up to speak to the reverend, or whichever position, title, captain, reverend, general of the church, and they were told immediately to get out. They wanted to offer their services. All around the world we're seeing Italy, Greece, Bosnia, Serbia, Croatia, Latvia, Estonia, Middle Eastern are catching up on it now. Admittedly, Jerusalem and Benjamin Netanyahu has done something there of which I never thought I would see. But still, we are seeing that the officers and their legal language with their services that we respectfully and politely decline to take up. You have an offer, it's an agreement, not a contract. All right, you have the right to say no. You have the right, not just because he's a captain reverend did the police leave there, the troopers. He commanded. It was a bit stern. All right, it's one of the best videos I've seen in a long time. Thank you for the one that emailed me that wants to stay anonymous. That's made us smile. That's brought confidence back into the realm in just a little way. And there is issues there that I'd like to talk about. The lady approaching the steps, she was told probably 5 times in a very stern voice by a reverend captain to get out the house of God. You're equivalent to a banker coming into this holy house. Okay, you're an affront, an offence to all that it stands for. No matter what religion it is, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't make any difference. It shouldn't to you. The fact is that the agents dressed in black that work for, allegedly, as it says in the good book, Satan, that runs things down here on terra firma earth, while the good Lord and the Elohims are up above on their areas. They were told to get out. They were told no. They were told no contract. But the lady, she tried to, the one at the front, 6 men behind her against 1 man. That is outnumbered. That is forceful. That is ignorant. That is disrespectful. That is a breach of the most holiest of holies, as he points out there. Only a 3-minute video or so, and there is a lot of things for you to take up there. Power, contract, law, authority, jurisdiction, and this is bullying, intimidation. Any more than 3 onto 1, 3 private, authentic, sovereigns in most nation states approach one officer, the officer can call for backup and call it, you know, money, intimidating, menacing. I forget the actual terminology now of that. So by that same, their own rules, more than 3 to 1, you know, you feel outnumbered. You feel intimidated, a little bit of bullying, a little bit of harassment, a little bit of coercion. I saw flashing up there. You have the right, and you can be that man. You can have that strength. We will show you, just like what we've done with removing officers that say there's a real warrant for execution orders, you know, collection of goods, levy, fines and fees, lorries to clamp and collect horses, cars, vehicles, and agents there that have put the clamp on, and the set law grantor beneficiary. We removed them. We have removed them. We continue to remove them. The master pastor removes them. You can remove them. You can choose not to conduct any legal business. Number one, are you legally trained? Are you an attorney? Do you speak legalese? Have you got any insurance liabilities? Do you have a foreign treaty to deal with these foreign corporations, land masses, institutions, bankers, and etc.? No. There's been a massive, dirty, horrible 2,000 years, 1,970 odd years, and that's just briefly encapsulating from Jesus' zero canonization, Council of Hippo, and going forward on. You know, there's been a horrible deception, and it's getting worse. So unlike Ike, Egan, Anonymous, and Rose, and others that aren't giving you any remedy, that aren't giving you any salvation, that aren't giving you a lawful, loving, peaceful way out, all right? And if this isn't done, then we knock on the doors of the international courts of arbitration and the supreme levels, and it will be a non-Queen, non-England, non-United Kingdom court system that we elevate to. So given the right instruments, the right conditions, I have to be careful what I say here for the leeches, trills, copiers, and channel content creators that steal, you can. And it will. I'm going to stand here and put my money where my mouth is, and I don't have many pennies, but I'm going to put them all there. Everything that I got, I will stand and go forth and be the ambassador, witness, bondsman, etc. of all of you four. I want ones to stand by my side. I don't want it to be the Dave Saves the World show. No, this is us. This is coming to our private domain, splspro.com, coming to our splspro.com Facebook, coming to our Telegram, SPLS Pro group chirp, and we're going to involve, I want to know, to an email, I want to know, and if you want some information first, so excited, I've got a million things to say, no script, and I'll look at the room afterwards. All right, Blue Mans, can you look after me and the fam and get out the comments that are non-positive, non-initiate types? Interaction is not wanted. If you want to know more, or you want to come and join with us and be an ambassador, witness, diplomat, an authentic, private, lawful, you know, man, womb man, human being, for the purposes of clarity, the avoidances of doubt, I don't speak legalese. I don't command legalese. Okay, I'm speaking simply as it is. What it is you think you are hearing, you are hearing. And I'd like emails. Every country, member nation, state, you want to be with us, and you want to communicate privately before you consider joining our private domains. Well, one private domain and two public, Facebook and Telegram. Email me, let me know. If you've got any doubts, questions, things like that, email me, let me know. I have got a 1 week inbox tray for emails at the moment, but it will get answered, and we need one standing by the side. So there is a lawful, legal, ecclesiastical, United Nations way out. All right, so no Magna Carta, no common law. That we just won't do it, even though we are starting off in that, and we respect that. All right, so it takes 4 areas roughly to move through, and using your instruments and implementations and compulsions of fiduciary capacities and retainment and reservation of your rights. So I'm not telling you everything now. What I'm saying is, you're worried, if you're scared, if you're depressed, if you're anxious, if you're suicidal, if you've been affected by the course of events of the last year, like for me, March 2020, Kevin the living legend of the clan Phillips brings to me and the Facebook trust. Hey up, says here, just as we're going into national lockdown, global lockdown, by the chief scientific advisors of the UKFGB, the WHO, and I always forget his name, that first man that came out. I should know it. I'm ashamed I don't. But that man that came out, Egyptian guy with the dark past, he said we ought to be very careful and there's a lot of danger going off. And then when we look at what Kevin presented, the UKFGB had downgraded the COVID and the virus to a non-highly something contagious, non-highly NCID. What was that? Please put on the screen. Initiates, help me out. I'm seeping here as I'm flying. Highly contagious. Yeah, but what does it mean, Claire? Highly something infectious disease, and they downgraded it. But yet we all went into a national year-long head fuck. Okay, I told you I was going to be commanding mature language, so don't be angry with me. And we can't work it out. Conflicting information. Goves, Cumming and Johnson. A national news admission there. Yes, we all, when we're ill and we don't believe we can see properly, I agree with these two here. I actually go for a drive. You breach the Road Traffic Management Act, as which you as an employee of the government, which the statutes apply to, go out when you can't see for a drive. Gove and Cummings there, just the hypocrisy of it all, the pompousness of it all, the mess ups, the lack of foresight. It's just embarrassing. I want nothing to do with them. Loss of confidence, no, a loss of trust, a breach of trust. Trust law, being one of the highest there, a breach of that, it's worse than breaking a contract. Breaking a contract is less of an offence. A contract is something that can be sorted out one-on-one generally, or one-on whatever. There's not generally many involved in the contract. It's quite low numbers. When you have an agreement, got the Good Friday Agreement, the new IRA, you make me sick. Anybody that thinks like that, anybody that wants to harm another, ISIS in general, where it actually come from, it's just Egypt and its renaissance, where we're at in itself, and the mind meld that you're going through. You uninitiated need help, and the ones that have become initiated, you need help too. We need help to help you. Okay, so it starts off quite horrible, but it gets beautiful and blissful. And by the end of it, when I say the end of it, after a while, once the pennies have started to drop, it feels like all this time you've been walking through life with 3 fully grown men on your back. And when we have finished doing and educating and bringing to you, it's not hard, it's not complicated. You will feel like the 3 men have left. You will feel that you can jump higher you can ever jump. You will feel that you can run, you can be springy, you can move, you can dance, and you don't have that weight on your back. So yeah, I'm here today initially to take your questions and to bring to you the urgency of what we're doing, and why we're doing this and how we're doing this. The Republic of New Britain is a real place. It's here with us, and it's private, and it only has private, lawful, authentic. Doesn't necessarily have to be sovereign. You just have to know what you're doing and consciously move out. As I say, if you're chasing TDAs and you've done your live life claim and you've done, I don't care, I'm not interested. All right, that's superficial. It's more legal. Mambo pambo, hokum, and great, good for you. Let's see how well you get on. Okay, so there are certain other prerequisites, precepts, axioms, and not legal when I say maxims, but maxims, I'm speaking hermetically, I'm speaking universally. All right, so there's a danger afoot, and our family's getting harmed. My family's getting harmed, and I for one have had enough. I don't want any riots. I don't want to incite ring poses around the corporate city of London peacefully just for the laugh. Would be excellent. Going to the Vatican City and getting a lady to give birth, not getting, but at the optimum moment, someone that gives birth on the Vatican City there, and basically that would be the prince to the realm of the world. We want to give you a few options here, of which others in the mainstream simply aren't. Why aren't they? Why are the underdogs coming through and reforming and moving and helping and making efforts and change? And why is it the ones with money, resources, time, Assange, Snowden, to put on top of that, not, you know, the onlys, nothing, no echoes. Reddit's probably the best place I've been recently to find inspiration, other than what I've brought to you, what videos we've seen. You are an inspiration to me. I know I'm an inspiration to a great many of you. I feel the pressure, I feel the requirements, and we have, as I said some months ago, a remedy to the CQV and the SESTA-KV setup, legalese, assumption, presumption, and then if this option is ignored, you know, and I'm just going to keep it simple here, not allowed, then we have a problem, QE2. We have a problem, European Courts of Human Rights. We have a problem, United Nations. And then there is only one way, to defend, to pick up the weapons, to defend your castles. Okay, anybody that makes claims, legal maxims, you know, equitable maxims, ecclesiastical canons, biblical commandments. When I say biblical, this is something I've never seen. All this world stage events is on biblical levels, biblical proportions. So we're going to try it peacefully. We're going to try it honourably. We're going to try it privately first. Okay, and like I say, no money as such. £12 credits donation, 25 pence a week to join our family on the Foundation Educational Trust, and anything else that could come through, donations, resources, collaboration, help with wealth, guardianship as such, asset, estate management, help with depression, anxiety, seasonal affectiveness disorder. Well, this season has been a 12-month, 1 year long season of effectiveness disorder, of which they brought down to us and brought onto us, overlaid, give us guidance and offers to consider. So if you've considered the guidance, but you're self-governing, then crack on and great, because that's for your legal person, the guidance, and not for the sentient man. If you've looked at the offers and you've considered them and you've conditionally accepted them, then bless up, well done. And if you've accepted the offers, well done for you. You obviously feel confident in what you've done there. And if you've said no, then well done, keeping your grounds, you know, standing, sticking to your guns. But acceptance and argumentation is not really always the best option. So a conditional acceptance, unless you're sure, unless you've got full disclosure and you've taken legal, lawful advice, you know the liabilities, you know everything that there is going to possibly come back on you in a legal and lawful way, and the liabilities and whom and what has been done, and so be it. And a great many of you don't, and you don't do business very well. You don't do it very well at all. You've got great big hearts, and I'm not condemning you in any way. There's too much anger, there's too much fear. So we're going to bring that down, and we're going to start doing some counselling for all the family, young bloods, separate to the mature ones that we have. Some resources have come forward, of which we need to yet formulate. Before you go and put boots on the ground and go knocking and making a din, all right, we want you to be protected. We're not, you know, the Kill Bill movement that's going around at the minute, another mass weapon of distraction. I don't support that in any way. I support your right to have a voice lawfully. I support your right to express. I support the right of equity. He who seeks equity must do equity is a legal maxim there, one of them. And we would like you to be protected. Asset management, last will and testament, powers of attorney, simple things that are done, not exclusive and limited to, but ideas which you need to get around your head if you're married or even in a common law civil partnership, common law partnership, a common law relationship, common law agreement. You see, so you've got a lot to cognize. Share this video, tell everybody. Your brother David, splspro.com, on all of the platforms there. You can find us, come in, have a chat, voice your opinion, stop the madness, stop the insanity, get rid of the anger, the violence, the hatred, okay? And consider what we've got for you. If you can't afford 12 credits for the year and to donate, and you're desperate, we've got a Facebook group. We've got a Telegram open access public chat there, which I monitor. I was in there yesterday saying hello to some of the fam. And thank you all in there for growing it, for sharing, for caring, and the admins that are helping there. I'm not going to say them all by name, but thank you. You know who you are. some living legends that we have turned up on the scene. And now it's about management of resources. All right, we know what we want, we know when we want it, we know where we want it, we know how we want it. Now we need to get together, all right, for as cheaply, quickly, and as to accommodate all on all continents. And this is it. This is the big one. If you've been waiting for a moment and you've been waiting for somebody, okay, who do you love and who loves you? The Messiah. The Messiah. I'm quoting a tune. I'm not comparing myself to the Messiah, but I'm very happy to say that now would be one of those times. And the ones that don't listen, the ones that refuse to initiate, to light that spark, to get to lift off stage, you're going to have to say goodbye. Some members close to me in my family, some souls, flames close to me in my family, 2 of them have had an AstraZeneca jab, a shot. They've been jabbed and they've been shot. I've talked to them and I've expressed my concern. So when you come back to me and say, David, blah, 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 I can't cope, my family don't listen to me, I feel like I'm ignored, it's not, I'm with you, spare a thought for me, all right? 2 of my immediate blood families have had the shots and jabs of the AstraZeneca variety. I haven't fell out with them, I haven't condemned them, I haven't argued with them. I've just said I support their decision because I love them and they're my family, but I'm worried and concerned, and perhaps not to be lumbered with vaccine hesitancy, but I've had a few videos deleted and banned from YouTube regarding BBC Radio 4 health ministers and professors from university talking about the safety and the uncertainty of it all. I explained to my family there, I'm here for them should they need, and I'll help them, but I don't agree with what they've done, and I'm not sure it was altogether healthy option for us to do, given the numbers, given the data, given the politics around it all, and the monies that's been spent, and 4 or 5 channel tunnels in England could have been built with the money that we've spent, the slow start, the mess ups, the Amnesty International involvement, the deaths of the elderly. No confidence and respect for any of them. They couldn't run a bath, all right? I govern and regulate myself. I don't care about a TDA. I don't care about a pension. I don't care about credits. I don't care about promises. We credit each other. My word is my bond. Your word is your bond. Our children are our valuable assets and gold. Land, education, health, privacy, security, the right to self-regulate, self-good governance, back under the tree of the Creator, non-vexatiously, non-violently, with all of that on every continent that wants to play part. You have all the details, all of the reasons to, everything to gain and everything to lose. If you know someone else that's got a remedy out there that's got for all of this, peaceful, articulate, practical, that doesn't take 1 to 10 years to learn, that doesn't cost you 5 grand, that doesn't need a registration, then let me know. Hit me up now. Where can we go? Where can we look? Who out there is a thought leader, being positive, caring, loving, practical, bringing everybody together, not just actually getting to understand the Bible, not just getting to understand legalese and its intricacy and its languages and the lineages. A lot of work has gone into this, a lot of effort from me, from the trust, from you, from all of the chats, from ones that are no longer with us. We give a moment for the ones that have passed. Eustace Mullins, Alan Watt, too many to mention, but my favourites are always coming forward, and you know who they are, and I've pointed them out to you. Neville Goddard, the most recent amazing mind of mine since there was a mind. And so, I think I might have missed something, or I've put something together with the ones that I've mentioned and in line with you and the years of work that we've done. So I believe the universe wants life and love to live. And I believe there's only one way that life and love will continue to live, that consciousness of the initiated, and the ones that are yet to be initiated, they're going to come through, like a photo finish, so to speak. So we're going to continue to chat in the private. We're going to continue to chat in the public. And that's all I've got, really. When I say all, that's massive. It's a little update regarding present state, how and why, who, what, where. We thought everything was contracts. It isn't. It's agreements. Wouldn't you believe it? legal agreements, things like that, that we've reformed so much. Double I I like that. Yes, Chippy. Derek, once you have a designation, there is an act to go with it, but man, woman has no designation. Neil, it's really OWO, not new. Old world order. I like that. OWO. Yes, it's not new trust technology, and it wasn't brought by the Romans. It's as old as the Old Testament itself. So for that reason, Neil, I like that. Thanks for your great work. Thank you, Paul. Thanks for your great input, commentary, love, and the boost. Boost Fit Davy. Afternoon delight. Treat. Thank you, Anne. Greetings. Before we ask of our next chat. Before we ask, I don't understand that. Christian, let me know what that means. Paul, does it matter if you changed your surname? I'm guessing not. No, as it's written in all caps by the state. Was wondering if they can claim I purchased it and so accepted the trust. No, it's just administration of your legal person, of which there was none. Full disclosure to mum and dad at the registry office there. There wasn't full disclosure of the birth certificate from the bondsman. There's been no disclosure, no knowledgeable actions of transfer of title, trust, property, assets, management at all. So it's your legal person. You have a clan name, you have a calling and a clan name, you have a private lower case calling, David, and house, family, estate, Jeremita. So your estate would be the equivalent of your surname. I've actually done the same by public deed poll some years ago, gone from Hanlon to Jeremita, from Irish to Italian Greek. So not a problem. You're welcome, Paul. We all know this, but nobody cares. Out on the street, phones don't get answered, people mock, people go missing. Yes, Anne, when we brought to you the horrific revelation that I was not aware of, that boys and girls under a state care order that go missing are not, the Met Office rank and file officers aren't duly obligated to investigate missing vulnerable boys and girls, but yet they come around aiding companies, corporations to clamp, ask for TV licenses, and commit crimes against the elderly by enforcing rules, regulation and policies to break law. But yet we're an honourable Christian free nation, country, landmass, terra firma. So yeah, I hear what you're saying there. I could go on forever on many things, Anne, but thank you. Bang on, my shining sister. Can I have free Robux, Damien? What? Wrong chat, my good man. Moving on. Great people. Thank you, Anne. You are supreme. He who does not know his rights has no rights. He who fails to assert is more like the yes, but I'm not having a go. You will find the 10 legal commercial maxims across all of the platforms that I populate and go across, and you find them online as well. I believe Brother Robert from the Observation Deck has done a video how to write maxims. Maxims are already written. They're the London Temple Law Societies. We just use them, as I said, to regulate the terms of business that are done by the pre-action protocols, the civil procedure rules, and the civil court practice, which are them big green books that I showed you some time ago. Rights, the legal maxim there: he that fails to assert then has none, which is just, again, deception. You don't know the assumption and presumption of the courts. You don't know the language. You're speaking. You hire, sovereign power legals has gone to sovereign power lawfuls. Why? Because we don't solicit. A solicit, you solicit what? A solicit or. It's got the right ending, OR. We like the OR endings, don't we? As we've taught you, better than the double E endings. But to solicit something, and the legal system there, as I say, this is the Roman inclusion that we're talking about, the codification of the secular. So there's law and there's codes. There's universal law, there's England and Wales law, scientific law, there's regulatory laws all around us. So disclosure is no closure. Yes, we would like full. Sometimes I fall into, I'm not perfect, and I agree with that. Thank you, Neil. We want to be duly informed, to consciously Go into it. Knowingly is a good one. The known and the knower. Yeah, the drawer and the drawee. Quick draw McGraw. But yet when you're talking money, you have the drawer and the drawee. So yes, noted. Moving on. Neil, for we ask correct performance by grammar for the avoidance of perjury. Perjury. I'm going to have a look at Christian's channel and see what videos are up there and the information. You look like an interesting voice. New scribe. And, thank you all. Keep the chat coming. I'm loving this. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well done, G-Star. That's magic, it is. They don't care how spell your name. They assume shit applies to you, as most are just like you and I. Well, no, most are not like you and I, because we are initiated, G-Man, and the most are non-initiated. But we can defend and discharge charges accordingly. We can conditionally accept claims, charges, and we can look to effect payment and service debts and etc. using private remedies in a private way. Vatican just put video out, fundamental rights. Thank you, Anne. I didn't know that. Bumshanka. Nation, N-A-T, citizen in contract. Yep, I've posted that. That come to me by Brother Quinn and his amazing parsec, syntax, quantum, grammar, now time, correct sentence structure. And I like that a lot, Christian. I'm just going to call you that because it's 95, if you want. Sharing is caring. Yes, Neil. Highest frequency in life is love. 428 is beaming it out there, straight from his heart, radius all around. And once we all get together and we do this, it'll be like our own ethereal internet of positivity. And thank you for that. Agreed. Claire, we need to catch up as well of the estate. Randall, hello, lovely. And William. Bournemouth. What about Bournemouth? Yes, please. We'll come. You got space, you got resources. We'll arrange a seminar. Seminars, we're going to have one. Not that we need, to bow down and, submit to this system, but we shall look at getting together very, very soon on a warm day in a field with some amenities. Scotland would be nice to go up. Down south would be nice to visit, and the Midlands area and Wales, Ireland, all over. We need resources and help, and I'd like to articulate this to you and show you physically instruments, documents, terminology, and go through this, in more detail. But to save anybody that might be thinking out about getting boots on ground, and going out to have a go at officer, piss spot, constable, sergeant, detective, inspector. I think you might know which YouTube comedian I'm on about there. It's Twat Valley Police, and all love and respect to all officers and police, but at times we often wonder, do you really know what you're doing? We're here to help you. We're here to help save you. We're here to work together, which is why it's called a trust of truce and an exodus to the private, not a war. All right, so we're doing this with love for all, and we'd like to get around and speak to all. Masons, can you help us? Email, anybody. I'm being serious. This is about as desperate as it gets. We want help from anywhere and anybody that's honourable and conscionable. I need diplomats, witnesses, ambassadors to come forward. We need a continents to get in touch, and we will share with you all of our instruments, documents, and what we're about to do, because it can be done anywhere in the world. Well, confident. Yes, I am confident. Do you know why? Because I know what I've learned, and I know what I'm on about, and I know what I've done, and I know that Kevin, SPLS Pro, Albert, others out there, I can't go through all of the names now that have had successes, and what we've done and what we've seen happen. It's sometimes like magic. So yeah, we are confident. We're not arrogant. Yes, and we know we can do this. All right. So like that master pastor there, and others, and videos we've put out, and other YouTube channels telling you the same. Now is the time. Claire, thank you for that donation. Thank you very much. Keep it up. Hey, we love you, and I can't thank you enough. You've done a morale thing, an act of morality. That's Pazio style, and the Hermetic, ways and laws. Something good should come back to you, and I will continue to look after you all. Review from the beginning. Yes, Anne, thank you. all the way united. Abraham Accord. Let's go. Yes, I remember where you said that, Claire. For the knowledge of the word Christian and name is with the claim of the correct definition. You speak in Oxford English definitions. I hear what you're saying, Christian. If you speak in legalese, or you speak in Latin, or you speak in pig Latin or dog Latin, then I'm not really sure what you quote from, what definitions you use. But I'd like to chat to you. I'd like you to continue commenting, and we know our stuff. And it seems that you are on with yours, and every day is a day for education. You know, and I like to learn, so keep it going. It's a two-way street there, and I'm interested to see your channel works and hear your comments going forward. Name equals corporation. Name is a noun. We've gone through the etymological references and what that is there, and what names, companies, capital letters, nouns, corporations, all capital letters. Lord Coke and what he said. We've got that. Christian equals belief. That's right. The Bible, you see, is not a factual events of history, an articulate factual event. It's stories there, the new, the old, and all of the scriptures and texts that I've written to you. There is a lot of evidence out there, in stone, written in stone, much like the Georgia Guidestones, written in, you know, it's not like anybody wrote it in stone, is it? About the, you know, so, yes, Albert, hey, bless up. Thank you, Christian95. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing your input, and continue, please continue. Stand your ground is vital for the free. That's right. Retention of rights. We're all out there in a public legal capacity, incorrectly so, which is why they don't teach you at school anything to do with any kind of law. Briefly skim around the Bible in religious education, sexual studies. Nothing about banking, you know, English language and English literature. You failed there, didn't you? Education department, Gavin and co, and everybody else, ministers of education. What are you doing? You know, teaching us to sign, and where we sign and how we write, and the grammatical and the D-based fact that we've got with the removal of the etymological roots in Latin. Madness. So yeah. Yes, my sisters, I'm loving this. Thank you for the feedback. Free emotional support too for the family and anyone who needs it. It is you, Claire. Let's go blue. Why haven't you gone blue? Yes, we will do this via forums, and we will do this through public outposts, posts, yes, in general, Facebook, the Telegram, and the Trust, and maybe on videos we'll get you back and talk about, you know, programming as such, health, wealth, seasonal effectiveness disorder, which for us has been a 12-month year long season of doom and gloom, you know, rights and submissions and certificates and passports. We're going for ambassadors and diplomatic immunity in the private, if you want to, in a nutshell, know how I'm going to deliver you unto, and you are going to, no, I'm not going to deliver you, you're going to deliver you. You're going to put a bit of work in, pay some attention, gain some knowledge, and transform it into wisdom. So we're going to show you and give you the option. The rest, uninitiated, there will be blood, and there will be sadness and sorrow, and that's the way of these things. Okay, the scales of life. I say that with sadness. I say that with, now I've learned what I've learned. You know, it takes a third of the landmass to say no, a third of the landmass to say yes, and a third of the landmass to say we're not sure. So there's a no and a not sure, and the yes, 33%. That's all it takes for change. But we haven't got the army, we haven't got resources. Once we've done certain moves, and there's a lot of us in the private, and we've done what we need to do, then you can go out and look at saving and doing the work of the Creator, the Lord, Abraham, all of the names for God, Creator, Lord, Elohim, and then you can look at the prophets and the messengers and the angels and everything, and you can go out with them on your side, fully armored up. Go out and be like a God amongst men. Equality is paramount. You're not a God amongst men, but compared to the others in the general public, getting slain legally, you will be untouchable in many ways. Common law will still apply to you, and we're governed by that, the 10 Commandments as such, and the original the pre-Christian cross. Okay, before Christianity there was a cross kicking around, and the Egyptian ankh, you know, very much similar to that, for instance, one, and others. So there is a way forward, the old way, the way, it is the way. Taoism, gone to Sun Tzu there, and the Art of War references, T-A-O, and Tao, it's said Tao, but it's a T-A-O. Taoism in itself, fantastic. In Punjab, India, and surrounding countries, Bengal, Pakistan, all of them, fantastic. Middle East, again. So we look at Christianity before Christianity and what there was, and apply those precepts, axioms and maxims. It is the grammar for written by our government. We've got case law on that, Christian. Kevin's given us that. He's found out the rulings of a court saying that threats and intimidation and the language given us there, which is what? It's a weapon camouflaged up. Glossa, dogma, etc. that we went on earlier, agreed. We're going to make you blue. We're going to make you a blue, man. Add mod. Corn, sorry, I missed you. The Egyptian goddesses are evil. If you are a true Christian, you shouldn't have the Egyptian panel behind you. I've just explained about Christianity. You say true Christian. From what book do you worship, and what belief system do you adopt? It's contradictory to the word of Jesus Christ. Well, scales, universal scales. What do you know, and where did you learn it from? Corn, kraut. I don't pray to anybody. I'm a hermeticist, all right? Hermetical, universal, principality of universal laws of love and non-vexation. This is just a nice display, all right? This man, bird head, means bird, means you can fly, means you got wings. What's that on there? What's with the snakes? Isis, Osiris, Horus, language, scriptures. I like hieroglyphs. Why? Because they're all, you know, the same, no upper, no lower case. They say and do what they mean. All right, so don't make an assumption from me. You're a new scribe and you know very little about me. I'm not here to vexate, intimidate, argue, or cause conflict. So I'd like to know what you've based the Egyptian goddesses are evil on. I'd like you to tell me what book you worship, and why I shouldn't have the Egyptian panel behind me when it's all one world, one family, one tribe, one love, you know. And we have a lot here. I'm encompassing Abrahamic faith, Muslim, Islam, and Christianity with Judaism. Okay, so why is it that I have in my blood here an Englishman's white Anglo-Saxon Protestants of the landmass England? Yeah, all right, Gary, what blood you got in you? I'm English through and through, me. I'm an Englishman and I worship, you know, and etc. But we have Egyptian DNA in us here. We have you know, the Druids and the Celts language there to look at. We have the Scythians to look at, the Egyptians, the Nubian Empire. I've done my research and I'm not here to vexate, intimidate. I'm here to articulate and to say. So I'm not angered by your comment. I encourage it, and I want to explain to you why all this is important. The fact of what we found out from Egypt. Egypt's a very strong, powerful place, and beat by the Romans. Find that hard to believe in itself, but it appears to be true. The obelisk from Egypt being over here in England. I could go on for hours about this, but I've given you enough, Corn, and I say that with love. And please don't judge. Only one can judge, and my soul, my heart, my spirit, my essence will be judged. And I'm confident that I've got at least 70%, you know, on the scales of the feather, and not heavier than the feather. So justice scales goes with law. Quite a lot there, not to mention Aten, the worship of the monotheistic sun god Akhenaten, and certain things that I found out through Egypt. One of my favorite periods of history, to be fair. Fascinating. And it really is. Jesus, Jesus, Yeshua, Buddha, Christ, Thoth, Enki, Hermes Trismegistus, Methuselah. You see, so if you can give me articulate proof, I'm going to listen. And if it's just speculation, hearsay and conjecture, then we'll move on 50-50 honorably. Okay. Thank you, Corn. Let's moving on. He's very good in here. Penfold. He's the best. He's the man. Wherever there is danger, he'll be there. What are you giving me Danger Mouse for? Where's that come from? Danger Mouse. G-Star. No money. Credits. That's right, Albert. You know that I know. Yes, and I know that you know. That is right. Value, intrinsic or non-intrinsic, the value of my time, you know, and the value of your time, all of our time, the value of our assets, the value of education, the value of truth. Okay. Bless up. Thank you, Bert. We aren't money diving. We do what's right because we care. That is it. And that's why we will be delivered unto, like the indentured slaves of Egypt being led out by the great JC himself. You know, indentured trusts, they weren't looking for money. They weren't looking for, they just wanted to be back to the roots, back to the tree as a branch. And that's what we're doing. Later will come your wealth and etc. Those that are just like this and they are sidetracked by gold and wealth and etc. And you've gone down UCC, live, life, claim, blah blah blah. Yeah, great. I'm happy for you. I really am. Okay, I really am. I've got the account number and the sort codes for the TDAs later, and myself, Kevin, Golden Graham can show you where they are and how to find them. I already know that it will be on a bank in Church Street in your city where you turn 16, and probably some will be the Royal Bank of Scotland, and it includes the 6 numbers from your national insurance number plus the other 2 when you turn 16, and the 6-digit number from the bank and we go on to online checkers. So don't worry, the money comes afterwards. We've got to hearts, scales, feather, intent, those that seek must do, and actions, words. So yes, oh wow, we're all going to be rich beyond our wildest dreams. No legal liabilities anymore. How much money could you save on that? And charges alone. How much of an investment is £12 donation for the year for you to come and learn all of this and to get back to your creator, Lord, God, yes, to be untouchable. Anti-Semitism. Look at the Judaism. Jew, day, and an ism. So it's a 3-part word there, the Judaism. Look how well protected they are. Look what's written in the Torah and the Kabbalah in itself there. And the way that the clergy, when it gets caught committing paedophilia in countries with young boys and girls, rape, paedophilia, etc., how many's been locked up? How many's been incarcerated? How many have paid the price and their debt to society? Or do they get shipped over to that country on its own in Italy there and looked after and taken into the private and hidden away? I'm surprised that Mauro Biglino, shout going out to one of the Italian ex-reverend captains, priests that's come out and told us certain stories about angels and the true, his works and definitions. I'm surprised he's still alive, to be fair, but Shabba, all about anything. You're green supporter. Look at this. We've got blue, grey and green. Anders, I saw some nice icons then. Nice one. Thank you very much. Thank you for supporting, Shabba. Every now and then I do spawn powers and principalities, Yuan. Most of you seem to spawn and respawn when they get killed on the Xbox or PlayStations. Most don't spawn powers and principalities at all. Research reality. I've just lost your comment. 1 minute. Much love, brother. Love to you. Peter, everything is contract, don't contract. No, it isn't, but close. Nice try. Here's Mr. Chips with a quick reminder. You can prove to me it's contract in the true sense of the word contract. I'll let that stand. But if you can't, then they are legal, constructed, unconscionable agreements. So we have an agreement that we're going to write, and we're going to present it to the corporate city of London, the chief executives, the Queen, and on an international, national scale. And you will get a copy of this when you are invited to come and join and be private, changing your status, standing and capacity, and joining us on the I'm reading words here, the new Republic of Britain. So you're going to make an agreement, and it's going to be private, and it's going to be non-legal, and it won't be a contract. Okay, So agreements, agents, agencies, agency law, tort law, what we found out about is just disgusting. So thank you, Peter, and we're moving on. Lindsay's in. Bless you, Lindsay. Still got an Eli waiting for you. I need some information from the .com though, not from email, but if you go through that, Sister Linz, and email me if you're confused, and we'll speak there. All right. Christian 95 underneath, everything is contract for. The question is, what language is being conveyed by past syntax grammar? What language is being, well, I use just syntax, mine. I've done an excellent post on Facebook and the .com regarding Russell Gould and David Wynne Miller, and I brought out to you the book that I've been reading for a long time. I haven't got my head around it, but Syntactic Structures by Noam Chomsky. Okay, so syntax in itself is syntax, and it's part of the English language. All right. Quantum, you've put there syntax, past syntax grammar. I'm not going to explain all that now. We've done that many a time. What language is being conveyed there? Non-important at the moment. It is important, but not for this topic. Legalese, English, Latin, all of the languages there. So if you'd like to expand on that, I'm going to move on. Graham B, same here. Mum and Dad had it, not speaking to them since they had it. They could be dead for all I know. They better not be. Get in touch. Christian obviously knows Lindsay there. He's being polite. What? Mr. Dav, look no further than SPLs, thank you. He's been with us a while. He knows how we do business, why we do business, and how we put you with your rights back into place. We lawfully resolve legal issues. David, we did speak a few weeks ago live on your show. Ah, did we? Okay, that explains a bit more to me. Thank you. Come and join us at Telegram, share your knowledge. Thank you, Anders. Bosh, all of you are invited to that. There's nearly 100 in there now. It's growing exponentially. Thank you for helping us grow the community and sharing and caring. We have much to discuss. But the guts of it, no, not the guts, but yeah, the guts, because we're at war and you get hung, drawn and quartered and it's a daily self-crucifixion. The guts of it will be in the private, all right? Have you considered uniting with Christopher James and the people's lawyer, Roger Miller? No, because I don't know who they are, number one. Number two, this channel, Facebook, and where we've been, have been asking and looking for allegiances, alliances, ones to make an accords and trusts with. So again, it stands. We are open to talking with and presenting. We are doing fine on our own, but we need resources. I don't need help. I don't need clarity. I don't need direction. What I do need is support, help, solidarity, love, resources. Our trust needs that. You need it. You need to help me to help you. So I'm having a chat with anybody and everybody that I can to see if there is something I may have missed, we may have missed. There's another option. There's another element of armor for protection. And I would be interested to have a chat with Christopher James and the people's lawyer. Obviously, I've got sovereign paralegals here, but we have changed to paralawfuls, and I'm not a solicitor. People I don't agree with, and lawyer I don't agree with, but he may have done that years ago when he was more naive, like I did when we did this. We were cyber solicitors, sovereign solicitors, sovereign paralegals, sovereign, etc. that we've gone through. So I'm interested, but immediately red flags. But thank you, Roger. Let's make that happen. Anything you can do for me to make that happen and help me, let me know. Otherwise, I will retype my email at the end of this, contact@splspro.com. Tell them to say hello. Give a thumbs up if you like the show. 1 thumbs down. Nice one. Thank you for the thumbs down. That means I'm pissing somebody off somewhere, which means I'm doing well. Thank you for the 22 thumbs up. Where are we? Claire deserves a spanner, David. She does. I've given her one. We'll make sure that she is. Yep, we've done that. Great minds think alike, my brother. For we have Gansders. We were on SPL 2 weeks ago. Right to reply, for we would like another chat. All right, then this is brilliant. This is very, very good. Christian 95. Hold fire. Hold up. Hey. Let's go chronic style. Next episode, yeah? We're going to be on. We're going to get him on. Anders, I, and the admin fam. Between us, we'll make it happen. You've got a voice and you want to come and help us, we'll accept it. All right? It's as easy as that. Come to Cornwall, we're a duchy. Yes, Claire, you've got the Prince of Wales duchy and all of that down that way, haven't you? You've got cannabis being grown, not strictly in Cornwall, but down south where it's a hotter climate, and being farmed and harvested and sent out, you know, for medicine. Again, see what I mean about, oh, don't touch cannabis, it's terrible, it relaxes women and makes the men into bloody loafs and dopes, and yes, so we don't want it. It's terrible, it ruins society and it'll kill your brain. Generally it will. You shouldn't smoke weed till your brain's fully developed and you know exactly what you're doing. Perhaps you shouldn't smoke it ever. Some shouldn't. You can eat it, you can ingest it, you can build with it, you can make clothes out of it, and yet it was banned and illegal. But now, all of a sudden, it's the next best thing to slice bread. See? Tails turning, U-turns, sick of it. No confidence. You lied to me. Charles and Eddie. Would I lie to you, David? Would I lie to you? But yes, we'd like to come to Cornwall. Norfolk, yes, Kathy. Hey, let's make it happen. Talk to ones in your community. Let them know there's a family, there's a trust, there's a, you know, an energy that wants to make its way to you. A road show in the summer, coming out of the legal parameters of lockdown. Let's do this. Let's move. Ganders, we want to come to Sweden still. Ganders sent me the details, bless him, last year, March, no, was it February, when we were speaking, Ganders, and he said, let's go to... I got some cannabis stocks. Of course you have, Bert. Good man. And he said, come to Sweden and we'll have a meeting. You know, here's the tickets, here's the times, pick one and we'll buy it. So that's happening. We're going to go and get some fondue and meatballs, not to be racialist there or stereotypical. But I actually want to try that. Swedish meatballs and fondue, and come over and fist bump with you lot. Maybe a hot sauna and a cold swim. You're one of the only scribes, Anders, that has shown himself in his full birthday suit. I feel very close to that man. That's one video that will never get uploaded or shared anywhere. Come out of a hot sauna and an early dark evening in Sweden. It's his wife or whoever it was, Lillian, I think, the phone. Next thing, little white bottom, Anders scantily nipping across. Oh, now I'll take this to the grave, into the cold waters. I'm like, you lot, you're hard. We respect you for that. Coming out of a hot place naked and jumping into the water and showing your brother Dave. That is love. That is respect. That I feel close to you, Anders. Too close. Share it. I don't mind. No. We'll never share that. That's private, you know. I like that. I'm humbled and things that I get sent. You know, some of us, we're very close. You know, my mum is in the Telegram chat group. I don't know what she'll appear as. I don't know what a screen name is. Maybe something like Light Worker, perhaps. But she's in the Telegram chat group there for you. And she was head of Derby Law University for some time. She's got a lot of acumen and helped me out tremendously. So with your legal perplexments, moments of uncertainty, she can help and tell you. She brought me a lot of the Lords, a lot of the personage, barratry and etc. You know, I didn't just get it from YouTube videos. So it'd be nice if you find my mum in there, and as you would anybody's mum, you know, one day some of the kids carried my mother's groceries all the way home. You know why? It was out of respect, you know, is given, trust is earned. So please respect all in there, one and all, not just my mum, but you are being rather good, and you know, it's very nice there. We're one big family. We don't just say that, we actually mean it. You know, I've called in my mum for backup. Ooh. The park streets and beaches in Bournemouth. Let me know, Anne. Anybody, Kathy, Anne and others, let me know. Speak to us on the .com. Put some applicable posts in the forum there. Make a thread. Utilise it and we'll work through that. We will work through that and it will happen. All right? Now is the time. The time is now. There is only now. Peter, Chicago manual style English, anything written in capitalized letter, whether it's uppercase or lowercase, is language. I like the Oxford. Okay, if you're in Britain, England, etc., and you're not American, then look at the Oxford Styles Manual, which we have a copy of. I have the Chicago Styles Manual downstairs in my library. So yes, Chicago is where it came from Gloucester Channel, Brother Romley, and another channel, another man that brings out a lot of, you know, doom and gloom. That's all I'm going to put it as, doom and gloom. Information articulate and concise, double bubble, speak, but then not much in the way of remedy and salvation. But Romley, Rohan, Gloucester and Justinian Deception giving me a few boosts they have, and I'm not fond of them, and I couldn't get to chat to them. So the jury's out on that one, but thank you, Peter, and enjoy the Oxford linguistic styles, manuals and etc. that you're going to find there. For Scully, Shabba. Contents from my channel and many others I am subscribed to. Pass it around. Yep, I've told and informed others, Scully, for Scully, to download, take, strip, whatever you want from this channel now. We have backups. Anders has helped me. Albert has helped me out. G-Star's downloaded. We've got a lot of audios and backed up and everything like that. So again, Sensor ship, one of the biggest ships there next to the mothership, is out, and it's yeah, I've had videos deleted, warnings, strikes, you know. So unless you do something pretty horrendous, your channel will remain and you'll know when it's going to be deleted. But with regards to content, some of my stuff from months ago or even years ago is getting flagged up now. You can imagine how much content there is on YouTube and how much moderation it's taking. There are moderators on this channel. I am watched and monitored closely, David, the channel indie. But yeah, thank you. Shout going out to others. You've got a video on your channel that you'd rather not do again, and it's a long one. Get it downloaded. If you're not sure on how to download YouTube videos, go to a place on DuckDuckGo. And remember this. I have many accounts. I am building a domain, and I'm hacked, and the hacks that come across to my accounts are many and various. All right, and I'm doing well with encryption. G-Star helps me, security and everything like that. And this website hasn't caused my many accounts, you know, emails, what's in browsers, all of the security that you worry about. I've been using this for a very, very long time, and there has been no problems. I'm not giving you any advice or information, but this one, it's changed though. Wait there, there's a few now. Some are copying. We got copycats going on, like the legalese in English. Right, there are issues going off, and as you can see, things are moving all the time. If you'd like to, at your own risk and liability, check that out, and go and download. If you are a channel content creator, you can download your videos from your YouTube Creator Studio, and you don't need to use any of the links that are out on the engines and so forth. But if you've got some content which is precious to you and it's controversial, then I would make backups of it, and then that way. And if you do get a video deleted and you want to recall it, they do tell you it's been removed, and they put it in your studio content creator. I know how to download them when they're no longer available to the public and the download option has been removed from you. I've been shown how to recollect them that have been deleted, that aren't deleted, that are still there for a limited amount of time. I can get you them back. Yes. But it's important. Thank you, Scully, for that. They are trying to keep us from communicating. And the videos like Ike and Egan and Anonymous and etc. that are putting out there, Rose, oh, they're going to kill me for saying this and they don't want this out and I'm only offering you the truth. Well, we've offered more truth than all four of them put together. We've got less resources, less materials, and we're being rather proactive about things. They have all of the resources and all of the reasons to help and get together, and it's a damn shame. Yep, it is serious for Scully. We use Library. We have other platforms to use. We've backed up everything. We're ready to go. We'd like a collaboration of some of us that have resources, that have private servers, and we have a G-Star talking to me about this, a network set up where we have our own internet, on servers. You'll have a computer in your house, basically. You'll be one of the trustees that are trusted to look after this, and we create our own Wi-Fi, webs, connection, digital media, and we move away from and we boycott, much like we're doing with silver and gold and other types of currencies. We will take donations of Bitcoin, silver and gold. I don't have a Bitcoin wallet effectively for the trust yet, but we will take, and silver's coming in, bullion of sorts. We need to think laterally out of the box and away from all of this. But I'm forced to use this for now because it's the main platform for video media outlets, and I want you to all consider the private options there. So yeah, for Scully, bang on. Yeah, we're David, long time no see. Now then, I like you a lot. I've got a lot of respect for you, and good to find you again. We've always been here. It's you that's traveling around and whatnot. Let's make you blue. Known you a long time. We did some filming at one of our first seminars, I do believe. It's a joy and a pleasure and an honour it was, David. Thank you, and welcome. We'll catch up soon. Justin from War with the K, partner's day of birth. Speak soon. All right then. Yes, Candice with his icons, full armour. I've made all of them. Look at that. There you go, just for you lot. Walk like an Egyptian. Susie and the Banshees, was it? I don't know that one. Yeah, Kathy and angels will get on that with you. Messengers and what they are. Age, angles, angels. Back to life, back to reality, soul to soul, heart to heart, an accord from the heart. Yes, Yes, I will look after you there, Sister Kathy. Give me some time and we'll get that to you. Anybody else that can help Sister Kathy out on the private domain and the chats, then yes, link her up. She's very inquisitive regarding religion, scripture and sorts, as we all are, some of us. So yeah, keep it coming, and let's work together on that. Thank you, Claire. We're going to need you. Just because I haven't been in touch doesn't mean to say that it's been forgotten. I'm prioritising, as you can see. I'm working through an immense amount of admin workloads. My brain, since the 1st of March, has been in quantum warp, mode. I'm trying to calm, centre, and 1 hour 37. Okay, I'm just going through the comments. There's nothing more specific to say. I'm just being polite, and then we're going from my point of view, and we'll be back soon. I've got Kevin to collect and chat with him soon. I've got Life in the Mix to collect up and chat with you again soon, and we've got Robert Observation Deck and what's happening there to go back and talk to. He was on about open broadcasting and doing it live so we can field and take questions. We'll see, and I'm happy to have commented on those videos and offered some information to Dr. Graves and his comments about affidavits and the confusion there after hearing me and our direction of, and then hearing somebody that's in that capacity speak like that. So I've put comments on Observation Deck videos. If you look down for Indiglo, you'll see my respectful, loving, intelligent articulation. And then shortly after, I commented on Crow and Robert's video. And then I've seen Robert's videos that he's brought out, and I haven't spoken to him directly, but I've put some comments there. And the realm is changing. You are changing. It is changing, but not quick enough. You have David from People's Lawyer number. Claire. Okay then. I need connections for this. You get me privately, Claire, and whoever else. Telegram through the SPL's link there. I think we have got some private chat going off there, Claire, or anybody else. The email that I've given you, the domain, or direct me to his website. I'd like to read a little bit about this, and I still haven't spoken to Kurt's Corner. That hasn't been done. There's a lot going off. I need to prioritize and look at what is going to be advantageous and beneficial and work through it that way. Secretaries are required, administrators are required, help is being called for all the time. So resources, when I say help, and then private chats and dialogue, you know, cross-examination of, double checking before we go out there and do what we're about to do. Tony Morse, new supporter, new scribe, I do believe. Don't recognise that name. You've got a green and you've got a blue S, so thank you. This is reassuring to see. Any support, all support, whether it be via you consenting and becoming a supporter of our private domain, whether you do it through here. If you look at join channel button, there is options, sovereign options for your sovereign options for you to join there. Try to be comical about that, from $1.99 a month all the way up to, I think I put maybe 25. I'm not sure, I can't remember. It's been some months now and I did it and forgot about it. I haven't forgotten about you, and I'll look after you. Welcome, Tony, and much love. Not on F, but all videos on YouTube. Yes, just about. Yeah, there's only brief intervals with Facebook, so that's not a problem. Everything that's needed is here. Welcome, and much love. When I say everything is contract, I mean that in a legal world. That's why people fall for it. They believe it's so true. So give it life to exist. The sign of nature. Like a judge, I can only speak to the dead. It's true. My mum answered that. I'm like, Mum, is this true? The judges only speak to the dead. And they issue a summary judgment for failure to attend when you don't claim to be the date of birth and surname, and you fail to present and formally represent correctly. Then that's why that happens. Yes, David, it's your legal personality. I went, what? 2 grand, 20 grand in 2 years to get access at a high court with a barrister, and they were talking to me and they viewed me as dead. What? Hoodwinked, in a word, hoodwinked. So thank you, Peter, for that, and we are all over that, and I'm glad to know you know words of truth. Yeah, we're coming to Sweden. What's that? Fondue, meatballs, which bit? Nakedness, lily white ass, all of it. Oh, God love you, gangsters. Charles and Eddie, that's the one. Back in past. We like to be in past. Good vibrations. I'm sorry I can't sing. I'm an excellent DJ. Can smash up the dance floor, put down some old school vocal funky house bassline wobblers, some tweaking acid hard house. But yeah, for singing we need somebody else. Albert has got a hall in Hertfordshire, the heart of the Watershire. All right, when the silliness is lifted, let me know. Keep in touch with that, Albert. We'll make it happen. I think there'll be a big attendance. We normally get 50-ish average to 70, if we're lucky, you know, 70 maximum at times. So across that, if we get a hall and yeah, and we can open windows and all be safe and comply as is required, we will do that and you know, make it happen. I'm eager to get out, as I'm sure you are, as we all are. Fields, sunshine, facilities, camping, that would be most brilliant. Music, get Kevin on decks. Anybody else that can play, sing, instrumentalists, vocalists of sort, lyrical assassins, MCs, all are welcome. All have got something to offer. All right, where are we going? Wednesday chat, I missed that. Sorry, we will do it this Wednesday, which is tomorrow. I will be there. Gansders has sorted that out off his own initiative. I'm going to follow and you know, whatever we can do in the way of help, we will do so. No, but if you want, we can arrange that. So we're gonna, can we? Are you going to record that? Anders, we'll speak later. Bless up. Thank you. If it can be done, it shall be done. That's the way we roll there. Stopped me yesterday. Cannot no longer comment on video over moon when I could go on live chat. Shadiness there, Anne. So glad you read messages. Good you to know you can see me. It's respect. Like I say, your effort, your time drags it out a bit. But I love it. Sandy Me, love the Kirk's Law Corner. It's been presented to me that we should perhaps look at a meeting of the minds and have a little chat there. So that's something down the list to do, but it will be done if it can be done, as we say. Rave up in Sweden with Anders. Yes, Claire, come on. This is how we party. This is European. I can just see it now. Glow sticks. And I'm going to shut up because I'll get in trouble. But it's making me smile, so I'm sure you can tell it's a cheeky thought there. Sweden. Yes, Helsinki. All of the surrounding, areas there. We're not going through them all. That would be excellent. Thank you, Claire. Lisa, what? Hello there. Thank you for joining. I've only just seen your name. You may have been here a while. All right, my sister. Bless up. Love to you all. Wash. What we got here? 8 p.m. UK time zone. I'm getting confused. 8 p.m. Telegram chat tomorrow. Yes, we will be there. I shall attend. Sweden are on UK time zone. What are we talking about here? Albert, 8 p.m. You're talking about what though? What time zone is it, please? Lisa. All right, you're speaking to Lisa. Gotcha. Sorry, it was me that was confused. Right then, that'll ding dang do. You know where we are. Once again, to recap, so you don't have to scroll through the chat. We live here. www.Sierra Papa Lima Sierra Papa Romeo Oscar.com. You email me here. You've got about a week to wait, and I'll get back to you. Our Facebook Public Trust resides here. Yes, it's in the grounds of the devil, to be fair, but we have to grim and bear it. You have to go out there, walk the path, and keep the armour full. We do it so you don't have to. And then we've got the chirp for, what did I say? Anders put that up earlier. Group chirp for Telegram. Here we go. I found it there. Okie dokie. Pig in a pokey. Everything you want. Probation is coming to a close for us all. All right. Probation's closed for me. I've had to step up. I've had to become a target. Become, yeah, just a walking target in some respects. I'm not looking for knighthood. I'm not looking for praise. I'm not looking for anything. I'm not looking to rise above. I'm not looking to lead at all. I want us all to be on the a council, a steering wheel committee sort of in a lawful way. And I want to rest. I want to stop talking. I want to chill out for a bit. So it's for others. And you're very much welcome, needed, required, and invited accordingly to our accords and agreements and trusts of. And you will be given all that you need, all countries, all land masses, all nations, etc. However you view yourself, all races, all sexes, all creeds. Most of it's by accident and by chance and by the angels, by the universal forces. I don't know what they are, what country, what religion, what book. I just shovel that to one side, which is why I like the Corpus Hermeticum, Corpus Hermetica, Hermes, Helena Blavatsky, or aka Madame Blavatsky, the Secret Doctrine, Crowley, Lovecraft, Hall. Too many to mention. My head. Occult is just secret. Government, occult, they don't tell you what they're doing. But not really occult and private. But even though it's UK of GB government, the London Temple Sun BAR Law Society, and the corporate city of London. So there is a little bit of discontentment when I hear everybody calling a cult. Everything's a cult, and a cult doesn't mean evil. It means secret. Well, yes, it does. But secret often is given mixed up with private. There's a difference. We're not secret. SPLS Pro is not violent and is not a cult. You know, we are private and we are honourable and non-vexatious and non-violent. And we've got a different way of thinking. We think outside the box and we admit our mistakes. We're humble and we move on and we grow. Not a problem, you know, not a problem. So you've got a lot there, got a lot to think about. Thank you to the ones here now live. Thank you for all of your input, for your love, for your praise, grumbles, blue mans. Thank you for what you do. Supporters, of the channel, thank you, love and respect. The ones that are about to do magical things, that are now inspired and are going out there, thank you in advance. And you shall be rewarded, not necessarily by I, but by I, the universe, the trust, and what comes. It's a circle, and that circle is not so much demonic or zero or anything, just a circle of life, much like Simba refinding himself, joining the circle of life, and the tribe going back as the king. All right, the queens, you are there with us, omegas, you know that goes without saying. So very excited, last push. All right, so when we've gone and we've done it, and then what happens it is written. All right, it is written there to some extent, and we'd like to save every soul, everybody, but uninitiated ones will remain uninitiated. Initiates, nobody told you, I don't think, nobody forced you. You're here for a reason. You're here because you was called. You're here because you was attracted. You're here because of your love, number one. So thank you, respect. The long goodbye is finished. 1 hour 50. I love you all. You are the best. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for everything. Yeah, you see, secret devil worshipper. Well, you'll be interested to see the new addition onto onto the library, to do with Hermes and Crowley. His information is out there. Yeah, as a devil worshipper, satanist. I don't, I have to go in like we go Facebook, the public. I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and I fear no evil. It is there, and we are assured, not insured, by a great many things. And yeah, I'm not here to preach or criticize, praise or grumble. I wasn't there. I wasn't born. I only know what I've been read and brought to. I'm not going to argue with that, Anders, as I can't say here or there, but it appears you may be right. Some of the work that he did is of particular interest to minds like mine. Symbols, occultism, triangles, circles, pentagrams, energy, prayers, power, intent, Hermes, Thoth. I'll take that and I'll put the rest, in the bin. But yes, if you're going to make yourself a target, and put your armor on first, make sure you're protected, make sure you know what go on. We're all targets in a way for the legal system, for officers. Remember, I've traveled quite a lot: Bosnia, Serbia, Hungary, all from England across the channel all the way to our lasses Magyar, Hungary there, and then from Hungary all the way down through Schengen borders, Greece, Italy. I've been to, and these police, these officers, they're all the same. Some of them carry guns, mace, weapons. In some countries, they scare the shit out of you. They're not pleasant. They don't come with a hello, have a nice day, like a trooper. They don't come like even with a London corporate city officer or landmass Britain, England officer. They're not. We're quite lucky in some respects, when even though we've got, to be on a phone and to be able to help a beneficiary and to get rid of officers, agents, lorry, and etc. that we do, and discharge charges initially there, and then look to. We're very lucky that we can do that, because some, they basically drag you and they have their way with you, so in other countries they're not so what's the word, privileged. And I'm not saying that we are in any great position, but what we've got is being taken away from us. Kill the bill, marching, riots. I don't agree with much, but what I do agree with is what I'm bringing to you. So yes, let's do this. Get your kisses, your hugs. It's dinner time. Now is the time. The only thing to fear is fear itself. I like that, Christian95. Well done. I'm letting you get your last comments in. Thanks for the brain tickles. Appreciate what you impart to us. Lots of love, Lisa, and to all your fam. Thank you for that. It's worth it. Thank you. Bless up. We'll see you. Usual places: Telegram chat, Facebook, or our private domain. We'll send you lots of love. Bosh. See you later.